Hello there, YouTube. This is Sibbles and Bits back at it again with Month of Aces and Adventures. Today we're going to be running a Magnor deck. I call this deck WrestleMania because um, most characters don't have a lot of turn order manipulation. It's pretty much all on Magnor and Shaylin. And so, since Magnor has this sort of a unique mechanic, I figured that I'd go ahead and show that off. Again, I'm trying to show one, decks that I think that are strong, and two, decks that I think wouldn't necessarily be like the first thing that a person would think about, because a lot of Magnor is about being defensive and gaining access to shields, which is a mechanic that is also primarily only for him. And so people would normally build stuff like that. And so stuff that's like move order, turn manipulation, that's also like very interesting, and I'd like to show that off. Another thing that I try to do is I try to keep the decks as budget as possible. We do have a couple of rares in this one as well, but I could have a lot more, but I don't necessarily think that the rares are, again, sometimes they're drastically better, other times I don't feel like they're necessarily worth it. Anyways, going into the deck, we have two buffs. We just have two copies of Vigilance. There are some other buffs that you could potentially put in a deck like this, because what we're going to do is we're going to be playing very defensive and we're going to be manipulating turn order. I could see you going with the defensive stances, because these up your defense, and so then you're going to defend more often. Um, Towards the end of the run, our defense is going to be our offense, but we still have quite a lot of defensive tools, because our level 1 is going to be the +1 defense. Whenever you successfully defend, you draw an ability. And so that's how we're going to cycle through our ability deck, so we do want defense. And if you were to do this and you either don't have vigilance, or you don't really care about this whole like turn order shenanigans and you'd rather just play like a big old tanky build like I play Layla, definitely defensive stance is the way to go here. There's one other one, Axe Catcher +1, which I literally just got, is a buff that you gain an additional attack and +2 offense if you successfully defend, which is kind of incredible. Another one that you could potentially do with this if you're doing the turn order shenanigans but you want to be even more aggressive is Offensive Stance +1. Gives you +2 offense, you're more likely to land those hits, and then you move to the other side of the defender whenever you deal attack damage. Since there's a lot of attack damage, you're going to be shuffling around a lot. And so this is just going to deal all sorts of free damage. The only problem is that, oh wait, this wouldn't deal free damage. I was just about to point that out. My apologies. The only issue I have with offensive stance is that if you have offensive stance, you can't also have vigilance, and you're hopefully going to be able to see that vigilance is like honestly like 1/3 of our damage. This buff is incredible. The reason why we don't go with vigilance +1, which I also just got, is because vigilance regular has -1 offense to adjacent enemies, which is basically another +1 defense, because most enemies have offense, and now you get to reduce that. It also costs, I don't know what you would call this, like a rainbow? It's not really a rainbow. Does this have a term in the poker world? I don't know. Anyways, this isn't as hard as it looks. Like, technically speaking, it's much easier than having to get, I believe it's a 3 of a kind. But, especially since we're Magnor at high level, we can cycle out 2 cards per turn. We can fish for this, and it deals double the damage as Vigilance, which is notable. But that -1 offense and just the ease of being able to play it, I think is worth it. Anyways, that is our buff. And so, again, as I said before, our whole deal is that we are taking the level 1 that whenever we successfully defend, we are able to draw abilities, which we're going to be spending all the time. Our card hand is pretty much going to fuel our abilities in this deck. Whereas usually I try to keep deck costs low and also have the opportunity to like deal attacks. Now we're going to be doing most of our attacking through our abilities, and it's going to deal much more damage than we could theoretically do until like the late game. So we have access to a couple more defensive skills, such as if we did want to do damage, we have a couple of axe catchers, 3 of them. I could probably drop one of these, but I like having them for bosses. After a successful defense, gain an additional attack and +2 offense until the end of your next turn. These do not stack, and basically this is just the card form of axe catcher +1, so if you really like these and want to have them all the time, you would just take axe catcher +1 and install it as your buff. We have access to like 3 charges, which is the ability to tap any enemy that we want and then we move to the other side of them, which then again activates vigilance. Cleave is just giving us some AoE if for whatever reason we don't have access to these other skills. We do sometimes attack for quite a lot of damage, and when we do that, we want to deal damage to as many people as possible, and Cleave lets us do that. This honestly might sub out for a couple more, like, movement cards, but for right now, I'm quite happy with how they performed in the last test run. Dizzying Blow, we used to have a lot more of these, but I took them out because I felt like I just had too many of them, and there was no reason to use them on anything, because charge taps enemies, and then like sometimes I'll have a dizzying blow and just like throw it at a random enemy so that it doesn't deal damage to me. But when an enemy is tapped, they can't attack me, and so I can't defend against them. It was very awkward. So I might even end up cutting both of these normal dizzying blows out. These dizzying blow +1s though are a debuff that at the end of their turn, they get a 50-50, technically. They got a top deck a red card, and then they can get rid of it. But if they fail that, then they're tapped for another turn. So I like these versus enemies that are incredibly deadly versus me. Charon is a good case because they have critical combat, so I'd rather not interact with them as much as possible. Forearm block is just the ability for us to gain shields. It costs 1 HP, but we'll want to lose HP because our level 2 is the deal double damage when you're below half HP. And so gaining shields for 1 HP is actually a very good trade for us. We have access to a health potion to heal. We have access to a health potion +1, which allows us to gain max health. The more max health we have, the higher our half HP window is, which is incredibly important. Leap attack just allows us to move wherever we want in the turn order and deal 1 attack damage to adjacent enemies. Good emphasis on attack damage, and it also adjusts the turn order so then vigilance procs. Phantom Limb Strike is just a nuke that we have since we're always not going to be at max health, even during the leveling portion, because we got lots of stuff that cost HP, and we're going to miss a couple of defenses. Then this is just 2 damage, just nuke something. The only problem that this has is obviously enemies that are stealthed, so you can't target them, or if they have like Nullify Heart or Nullify Diamond, you got to be a little bit careful about it. But otherwise, 2 damage is 2 damage. We love to see it, so we've got 4 of these, and after we get level 2 and we're down below half health, this is 4 damage nuke for 1 card. Okay, yeah, we'll take that. Another thing to note is that Phantom Limb Strike, this has plus versions too. Phantom Limb Strike +1 is technically better because when you're not at max health, deal damage equal to your offense to an enemy. Now at the start of the game, you're going to be at 1 offense, so it's technically worse. But once you get to double damage at half health, assuming you're taking that route, Then this gets up to the normal 2 damage, so you're technically dealing half the damage that you normally would. But if you keep scaling your offense, like through your level 3 or through items, all of a sudden this gets better than Phantom Limb Strike. So it allows you to scale it. I'm not necessarily like all about it. Another thing to note is that it functions very well with Axe Catcher. So if you're in a deck that uses Axe Catcher, like Phantom Limb Strike is insane. The other one to note is that Phantom Limb Strike plus 2 costs 2 red cards, but if we're at half HP or lower, deal 5 damage to an enemy. With our level 2 that we take, this would deal 10 nuke damage. Again, I don't have it in here due to the fact that in the early game, it's going to do like practically nothing because it requires half HP instead of just not full HP. Another reason why I don't have it in here again is I'm trying to keep these decks budget. If you have like 4 Phantom Limb Strikes, by all means, go crazy. And then, of course, Suplex is just another way for us to... It's like the exact opposite of Leap Attack, where this is technically allowing us to deal 1 damage to 2 adjacent enemies. This allows us to deal 2 damage to an adjacent enemy, and then still causes the movement, which will then proc Vigilance. Whetstone is pretty much just if we absolutely need to kill something, this allows us to spend 2 HP to get a flush, which, again, if we're at half health because of our level 2, is going to deal 10 damage, possibly even more, depending on what equipment we have. Wild Swing is pretty much the same thing. It'll deal 10 damage just in an AoE around us. Anyways, that was a lot of explaining. And dare I say, after playing the last run, I'm so confident in this deck, we're actually going to show it off on fall.
I'm always up for an adventure.
And he immediately regretted it. The one thing that this is going to... Oh, another good thing about this deck, as long as you have a high card or something like that, you really don't care about what kind of cards you have. You just need to make sure that you're making your costs. And right now we don't have a club. So I'm going to mulligan those.
Oh, this is gonna
That'll
be
do
good.
it. Again, we're taking Stance Mastery here, +1 defense, draw an ability after a successful defense.
In autumn?
Anyways, the thing that's going to be a little bit of a rough spot here is that I don't know what these paths are. So I'll have to like deduce these. This one's similar to the one that's in Winter, where it just allows you to do a whole bunch of deck manipulation, and I kind of like that, but I think what I really want on this deck is to reach level 2 as soon as possible, especially because enemies on fall are actually difficult. So I think we have to go with this path, which still gives us access to an ability shrine to reduce our costs, which is great, and we can decide if we're spicy or not for this event. Also gives us a short rest, which is nice.
Thrust the axe.
We got this, and it'll allow us to have a pair of 10s. I'm all about it.
I don't think so. Bring it on.
Keck. This one's gonna hurt.
It's my turn.
I almost want to do that, but not really. That's Arca Thief. You heal whenever we use an ability. I wonder what the ordering is on that. So that's another thing that I was going to point out, but it pretty much got ahead of me. I'll explain it in this next fight. Let's take a group encounter
Hold your shield high.
because we have access to leap attack. So, the thing that you probably just noticed was allow me. Whenever an enemy is removed from the field as well as shuffled around, the turn order has changed. So when we kill an enemy and another enemy slides up to us, we will deal 1 to 2 damage depending on if we're within that like half HP sweet spot or not. And it totals up to quite a lot of damage accidentally, especially like how I had there where I put myself like 1 space away from an enemy. So the first enemy disappeared and I slid in. So then I hit the caboodle once, and then the enemy behind me died, so I hit the caboodle again. Just again, explaining the craziness that you're going to be seeing. Let's keep this ace, actually. I don't think he's going to do much to us. He did get a pair, though, so he did something. And this isn't async, right? No. Another thing to note for stance mastery is that apparently a block is not a successful defense. A successful defense is when you actually deal damage. And personally, I think that that's bullshit, but okay.
You better not dull my axe.
Wow. I don't need to use that.
My turn.
Okay, give me a consumable. Bottled lightning is amazing. Now let's take this elite encounter. Wait, we have long fall in play? That is kind of spooky. I'd prefer you to not. It's only on 6 when you fail a defense. Understood. Understood. Cycle some cards. Good stuff. Let's leap attack over here.
Shield at the ready. You better not dull my axe.
This is super risky. I think just the fact that this guy can kill us, we have to just blow him up. As much as I'd prefer not to. I'd hate for him to draw 2 aces and then we die.
My might yet grows.
Okay, we take Underdog here, which again is we deal double damage when we are at half HP or lower. We'll have to find someone who's a little bit nicer than that that last enemy.
Here I go.
And you're going to be seeing a lot of this. Except, excuse me? You want to run that shit by me again?
Trusty axe.
Wow, dude. Wow. That's really how you're going to be. You woke up this morning. There's 5 flavors, and you chose that you wanted to be salty. Jesus H. We've encountered the true final boss of the game.
Take your best shot.
Just use the suplex.
Shield at the ready.
Good lord. I'd really like to mulligan this vigilance, but I think we need to start reducing some costs here. Yeah. Let's make leap attack cheaper and health potion cheaper. We will take this event. We're feeling froggy. Yo, that's lit. I'll take 3 damage actually.
Thrust the axe.
Okay, this enemy's annoying, so we're gonna try and ignore him. As you can see, we are now in that 50% HP range, so even our vigilance, because it's just raw damage, it doesn't say attack damage. So even if someone says deal 1 damage, that's ability damage, I don't care. Double damage. Get rid of this guy.
I'm ready for anything.
Wow.
Hold your shield high.
Even the game is dogging me right now.
Bring it on.
There we go.
It's my turn.
And in case you were wondering, Ash Catcher does not stack, so there's really no reason for us to throw 2 of them out there. Oh jeez, this guy tried. I don't want a short rest, so I guess we're grabbing some mana. Oh, let's go.
You better not dull my axe.
Sorry, what was that for? Weird.
Here I go.
Oof. That's fine.
Hold your shield high. 'Tis a good brew.
Oof.
Thrust the axe.
We might get punished for our hubris here.
Do your worst. Shield at the ready.
All right.
Tis 'Tis a good brew. Take your best shot.
This is super awkward.
Better not dull my axe.
All right.
I'm ready for anything. It's my turn.
I admittedly was not expecting to fight for my life here.
Take your best shot. Thrust the axe.
All right. We lived. So we're going to level up
This is
to
gonna
3.
be good.
I could honestly see all of these being especially good on this build. Shrug it off, of course, allowing us to suffer -1 combat damage if we're at half HP or lower. So in this level of the game, most enemies are going to either draw pairs or they're going to have some sort of mastery that allows them to deal extra damage or powerful attack or something like that, or like critical combat. So this isn't going to completely negate damage at like fall level of the game, but it's still going to add up to quite a lot and give you a lot of effective health. Melee Master, we generally want to be in the middle of everything. Again, this is combat damage, not damage general or ability damage, so it's not going to help our vigilance, but it is going to help us, like, whenever we defend correctly against people, then we're going to deal an additional +1 damage, and that might be kind of nice, but, well, it'll generally be +2, except versus single target. Otherwise, it's +1 damage dealt, which is nice. But we're going to take Battle Hardened simply because of the +1 max hand size. Again, I feel like this is one of the best stats in the entire game. It's just incredible. It allows us to play more of our abilities. It allows us to hold high cards while spending abilities. It's both defense and offense, technically. They force us into an event? Oh no. I don't think we have any diamond cost, do we? Vigilance does. Whew! Just don't lose it, 5-head. That doesn't have... Okay, we can banish diamonds. That's actually quite good for us. Except for things that require red cards. It's a little bit spiced. I wonder if we don't want to go to an ability shrine then. But if we go there, we can definitely merchant. Or do we go for... Oh, this doesn't go back. So we go for this ability shrine, we count out this ability shrine. So what we're actually looking at is, do we want an equipment or an equipment? It's not really much of a consideration there, really. I think it's this path.
You'd better not dull my axe.
Alright, let's do this.
That won't affect anyone.
What? Since you have superior guard, I can't even frickin'...
No.
Wow.
Here I go.
Alright, you cheeky fucker. react to dealing attack damage. Okay. Then unfortunately that's us, unless... Nope. God, that's rough. Don't. Honestly, take these. That worked out. Okay. Honestly, just take care of this shit. Looking good. Then let's just hit you with this. I thought that they were honestly about to get us there. Alright, that... I didn't realize that Superior Guard would screw us over that much. That's something to consider. Anyways, we can't really reduce any of these costs here. Maybe we mulligan the Vigilance just to get it out of our hand. It's a little annoying. Or what we do is we put like Wild Range +1 on these. Or Wild Suit. Wild Suit on the King and maybe this 9. Then we have a full flush ready. I could see that. And now we technically have 2 more red cards.
It's my turn.
Excuse me?
Order!
They had nullified diamonds, I had nullified life. It's a little rude.
I don't think so. Shield at the ready.
Alright.
Shall we deal?
Ruined Falchion actually seems like it could really scuff us. Wouldn't be lying if I said it wasn't a tempting idea, though. We're definitely going to take the refreshment, get rid of my vigilance, and Ruined Falchion instead of these two, because the other two solve problems. This is a problem.
Hold your shield high.
We suffer 1 damage per heart we use to attack, so we don't want to use hearts to attack. Why do they even exist, though? 7, 8, 9, 10. Honestly, let's fish for that straight. Oh, that even counts. Oh no. Well, she's dead. And then refresh me. Seem a little weird, but just trying to make sure that we get back into that 50% range. We'll keep Phantom Limb. We would have to take damage in order to use it. Wow. We should have used it. Okay. Deal 1 damage to me, milady. I lost my attack. And I must scream. Well. Either way, this is going to deal damage to us. This deals more damage for us, so... Rough. Guess we're actually going to go this way. I would prefer to get the equipment, but let's just not die. This will give us +1 health. We'd go to 12, up to 7. We would have to, like, whetstone to put ourselves back into range, which shouldn't be too much of an issue. Besides, we're going to be getting equipment this way anyways.
You better not dull my ox.
Let's see if we can just get a flush without having to use whetstone. That'll do it. Let's leap attack here. Are we really that far away? Maybe it'd be better to suplex then. Okay. We just got to be careful with exactly how much health we're losing here. Go ahead and hit me. It's spooky, but go ahead and hit me. I mean, we don't really have much of a choice.
Shield at the ready.
Okay, time to fuck some shit up. Let's do this. We're gonna charge through here. And then we're gonna kill you. Then let's just go ahead and suplex. Oh, we haven't fought the boss yet.
It's my turn.
All right. Actually, you go ahead and attack me.
Hold your shield high. Here I go. Take your best shot.
Okay. We're honestly gonna need to swig here.
It's my turn. I'm ready for anything.
All right. End turn.
You better not gall my ox.
Okay. This boss fight's gonna take a while, but I don't think that we're in danger here. I'll even eat that.
Shield at the ready.
Because now we have a couple of phantom limbs.
Thrust the axe.
Oh, wow. We just fucking murdered him. Oh, no.
Bring it on.
Alright. This is a great defensive hand. Try and maintain that wild card. No. I said maintain the wild card. We will not react. No, stop regaining health. We've ruined our build. Can I skip those? Good lord. Yeah, we should have taken the ability for us to lose 1 health every turn at that first event. I'm just taking a look here at what we got. This is a lot of deck manipulation. I like that, especially with the way that our deck is kind of scuffed right now. I definitely want to take the event. Event versus encounter is a no-brainer, so... yeah, I think we're going this way. Like, this allows us to get an equipment, but equipment has currently, like, ruined the run for us.
It's my turn.
Sure, we'll axe catcher. It's gonna be a little bit of a long fight anyways. This one honestly just frickin' hit me, dude.
Thrust the axe.
Do me a favor. We'll take a swig, increase that maximum health. Full forearm block. We have 2 attacks. I really don't know what we do here. I think we just sit. Just block them.
Shield at the ready.
Let's start with this. It's gonna be weird using that ace for this. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You'd better not dull my axe.
Your wild suit? Excellent. I think these mammoths are going to fix our deck here a bit.
Hold your shield high. Here I go. Here I go. Do your worst. Ha! You better not dull my axe. Hold on! It's my turn.
All right.
Hold your shield high.
All right. We are finally at the point where we can start considering dealing damage.
It's the spot. I don't think so. You'd better not dull my axe. Ha! Shield at the ready. Ha! Thrust the axe.
All right, that'll kill it.
Hold on!
All right, what are we wanting to do here? Since we kind of screwed everything up, I'm almost thinking that what we really need to do is to just wild suit everything.
It's my turn.
By the way, I cannot believe that I have done this.
Here I go. I don't think so. Shield at the ready.
All right.
Bring it on!
We honestly may die here, which is a little embarrassing. Thank God.
Hold your shield high! I'm ready for anything!
Whew. If I just would have had double damage the whole time. I don't have any club requirements, do I? I do. I have a couple of dizzying blows, which would be unplayable if I were to do this, except with our wild suits that we're trying to get as well. I guess we just go full defense and we go blunt spades. Otherwise, if we did blunt diamonds, then that would obviously just do nothing, because we have already gotten rid of all of our diamonds. Oh wait, we got rid of our spades, not our... Oh no. I should read? Oh, we have no spade requirements. So that was another pretty much freebie. Okay. Woo! Wonder how whetstone works then. Anyways, I think we're card shrining again. We'll see how this that's something. Where we might even rest, depending on how badly we're looking. Okay. So at this point, to be honest... No, we'll still wild suit, guess we're gonna go after our low suits.
Trust the axe.
Oh boy. I was scared. I hope you can forgive me in my time of weakness. Actually, since we have all this defense now, I think we can go +1 max life. That'll increase our half health window. Watch him regret it. I don't ever want to see this vigilance again. Guilty feet ain't got no rhythm.
Thrust the axe.
Oh, this is some good stuff. I want to keep that king though, so let's go ahead and grab these, prepare them. That didn't help at all. Okay. Guess we should leap first.
Just a quick swing.
I think one thing that I've noticed too, yeah, so the half health rounds up. It's not that it goes to 7. It'll go to 7.5, then round up to 8. So it's actually much better than it looks.
Better not dull my axe.
Get stuffed, I guess. Except we'd want to kill this guy, since we're adjacent to these others. Alright.
Thrust the axe.
Wild Swing would end this, but I believe we're coming up to our merchant, right? Yeah, we want to have abilities in hand, so we kind of want to draw this out.
Better not dull my axe. Hold your shield high.
Alright, let's change this shit around.
Shall we deal? We square?
These are all pretty good, is the problem. And I don't feel like I need that.
Thrust the axe.
What? Come on, man. I want to be on this side of you. Like, the good thing is that we shouldn't die, but I really wish that we were doing damage right now, because that's better than being tanky. We're just going to take damage here, which is good. Don't get me wrong. Let's give you that, because we have a flush.
Feel that already.
Why would you use the wild card for that? Sometimes this game, I don't know.
It's my turn. Here I go.
I don't want to keep that for the... This is the problem, really. I want to keep almost everything for the boss, so it means that I can't really do anything. sure? No.
You'd better not dull my axe.
Oh, you're such a piece.
Tis a good brew.
We swiggin'? And, I think I'm honestly just gonna let you murder yourself.
It's my turn.
No? Or you know what, just...
That won't affect anyone.
Excuse me? Because I'm not damaged? Oh my good lord, we've really screwed this one up. Want to keep those, I guess... Like, what the frick?
Here I go.
Alright, I think I honestly want, like, wild range here. Said these can be, queens as well. Otherwise, reduced costs. There's really no cost here. I suppose Phantom Strike would be interesting, but, yeah, no. Alright, let's do this. Oh no! They're dealing damage to me. I don't care.
Hold your shield high.
Alright, we're now at the halfway health point, but we don't have any movements available, unfortunately. So I suppose what we're going to do is something like this. Just murder one of them.
Shield at the ready.
Alright. We literally have too much shit. If we screw up here, we die, so I think we take the heart.
Just a quick swig. Better not dull my
Alright, that
axe.
went well. Let's finally finish this man. There we go. You love to see it. And we have a suplex for Inverness, which is an awkward idea, really.
Hold your shield high.
Ooh, charge is much better. We're just gonna romp around here if you don't mind. Why did I heal for that? Is that what that said? Oh no. We were set up. It's okay, this will put us back in the zone, I guess.
It's my turn.
Okay. This is starting to look a little bit awkward. We need to use some spades.
I'm ready for anything.
These are not spades. There's technically a spade. Alright. No. It's a spade. I guess I would have to use this then. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Hmm. I think we might be dead here. We should have used Wild Swing when we had the chance. We should have been right here, gotten rid of the critical combat. That's not going to do much. No way in hell we actually make all these defenses. That'll help.
I don't think so.
There it is. Alright. Anyways, unfortunately we died. But hopefully in the middle there, and even like towards the end, you saw exactly what we were up to and what we were doing. We just, of course, again, completely screwed it up by giving ourselves so much healing that we were never in the zone where we could actually like deal damage. And since we couldn't deal damage, we couldn't kill things, things that were buffing Inverness there. Would we probably have still died had we had damage? Maybe. I don't know. It's an interesting thought. I think that that was definitely winnable there. I just, again, screwed it up, which is unfortunate. But again, hopefully it was a good showcase of the deck. Until we absolutely bodied it, at least you would be able to see all the synergies that we were showing off. All of that stuff. This is like, excuse me? Hello? Excuse me? Those are pretty nice. Attack +2. Alright. Anyways, again, quite unfortunate that we lost. I do believe that quite a lot of that was on my part. Again, went pretty well considering that it was fall difficulty and this was the deck's second run technically. If you have any feedback, be it in the deck showcase format, the deck itself, or the way we piloted the deck, be sure to leave that down in the comments below. What did I do wrong? How can we make this deck absolutely better? I think what I honestly would do is maybe add more HP cost just to offset that whole situation where we had too much health. We could have actually been getting quite a lot of damage out of that with a couple more wild swings or forearm blocks for defense. Like there was, like I said, we could have been doing a lot more with that, and it's possible that Axe Catcher is just like not good for this deck, and so I'm supposed to be using something else because once we actually get going, we get that +1 hand size. Usually you got some sort of fuckery-do going on with either using Whetstone to get your flushes, or you've got something in for the branches to screw around with your suits, either eliminating an entire suit like we did, or turning one suit into another suit, which we also did. So then we were getting actually a lot of flushes at that point. So +3 offense doesn't really do anything at that point. All this does is give us an additional attack, but we don't have any redraw on this deck. So probably getting rid of these Axe Catchers is definitely one of the things that we need to do. Also, figuring out how to deal with enemies with superior guard is something that we need to be able to do. Anyways, all that's for me, unless you want to help out by leaving some comments down below. If you have any other sorts of feedback, be it questions, concerns, comments, misplay alerts, be sure to leave that down in the comments below as well. And until next time, we'll catch you guys around.